Alright, I'm going to continue with this example that we started in class. For block C, we finished this example, but for block B, we really didn't get that far into it. So this is one that you needed to use technology for because the 0.3 is not one of our known ratios. So the first thing that we needed to do was say, okay, x equals inverse sine of 0.3 and find out what that value is on our calculator. So I think we did this in class, but getting our calculator, I'm going to make sure my mode is in radian mode, and then I'm going to go inverse sine of 0.3, and oh, what's happened there? Let's try that again. Oh, let's try it again. Inverse sine of 0.3, not negative 3. And we get 0.304 blah blah, which rounded to 3 significant figures, I get 0.305-ish. Now, on the unit circle, I know that this value up here is at pi over 2. But remembering that pi is a number that's close to 3, this is about 1.57. So that's important for me to remember because it helps me figure out where 0.3 is, somewhere over here in the first quadrant. So 0.3 is over here, let's say. And I can begin generating other values within my interval, which is from 0 to 15. So I start at this point here, and I can, just like before, start adding on multiples of 2 pi. So I've got 0.305, and I'm going to add 2 pi to that. And I get 6.59 after I round that to 3 sig figs. And then I'm going to add 2 pi to that, again. So I'm adding 2 pi to that again. And I get 12.87, and you can see if I add 2 pi to that again, it's going to exceed my interval. This is 12.9. Again, I'm rounding to 3 sig figs. Now, there's another value in my unit circle, just like before, that has the same sign value, and that means it has the same height. So it's just over here. And I believe when we left class, I was explaining to you that if this amount corresponds to 0.305 radians, then this amount must also correspond to 0.305 radians, which means that this line right here has to be pi minus 0.305. Of course, I'm going to use exact values there. So the reason I know that is because all the way over to here, that's pi. So to find my other answer, which goes right here, I'm going to do pi minus 0.305. Actually, let me say that again. I'm going to do pi minus the inverse sine of 0.3. That's going to give me a more exact value. So I get 2.8369. That's exact. I'm guessing, but I'm going to round that to 3 sig figs since it's so many decimal places. So I get 2.84. Now to generate more solutions, I'm going to add on multiples of 2 pi. So what that's doing is it's taking me around the circle a couple more times. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get close to the 15 but not past it. So 2.84, I'm going to add 2 pi to that, and I get 9.12. I think the next one's going to take me beyond 15, but I can try it just to be sure. And I get 15.4, so that's not a reasonable answer. So those are my 5 solutions for that particular problem.